Hi guys, welcome back to another video with Pratham Test Prep. This is your host Sanjeev Bhatia again, and we have joined for a very interesting session today, which is MAH-CET 2022. Do you need to consider that as an option if you are preparing for CLAT and AILET? What are the advantages of the college if you are giving the CLAT and AILET exam in 2022? Should you consider preparing for this exam also? Right, so I'm going to talk about all the colleges that are available under the MAH-CET 2022. What should you consider? What was the analysis of the last examination that also happened? I will also discuss the analysis of MAH-CET 2021 so that you can also base your preparation on the same steps. We have made a complete video on the analysis of the morning and the afternoon shift. You can watch that video also if you want to watch the analysis, but here we are discussing if you should consider MAH as your option or not, right? If you are new on the channel, please hit the like, share and the subscribe button for our support so that we know that you're watching the sessions. And also, if you're not a part of our Telegram channel, do make sure that you are subscribing to our Telegram channel also under the name of CLAT@Pratham. Okay, you can see the link on the right top corner of your screen. Okay, so that is the link for our Telegram channel also. Now coming to the first part, the basic information about MAH-CET. What is MAH-CET? So these exams are happening for 3-year and 5-year LLB programs. It was introduced in 2016 by the Directorate of Technical Education, Maharashtra, as a common entrance test for students who are seeking admissions in the government colleges of Maharashtra. Before 2016, all the admissions used to happen on merit basis, right? So your 12th score were being considered as the score for getting into all the colleges, government colleges in Maharashtra, and yet there was a high number of reservation for Maharashtrian candidates in this exam. Okay, so nearly 15,000 students have started writing MAH-CET for 5-year law every year itself. So if you are looking forward to give the exam, you should know how many people are writing the paper. So there are nearly 15,000 students who are writing the exam. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is the qualifications, the eligibility criteria for writing the exam. So education criteria is 10+2 and the age criteria are not specified. So you can be basically of any age when you are writing the MAH-CET examination. Okay, so the first criteria is that you should have 45% aggregate if you have done your schooling from open SEBC and economically weak section. If you are an SC/ST from Maharashtra, your percentage requirement is only 40%. But if you are someone belonging to the SBC, VJNT and OBC categories, your minimum requirement goes up to 42%. So do make sure that you are getting somewhere above 45% in your 12th standard. If you are looking to give CLAT and AILET examination, the minimum requirement is also 50%. But my recommendation to students who all are going for law as a career for themselves, do make sure that you are getting above 80%, because when you are getting yourself recruited in any of the top firms of the country, they might ask you for 80% basic requirement also. So do make sure that you are getting a minimum of 80% in your 12th standard. That is something that is required as a baseline for me as a lawyer and as a graduate from a top national law university. This is my basic advice to all the students who are appearing in their 11th and 12th standard right now. Do make sure that you are getting above 80% in your 12th, because Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas, Krill Amarchand Mangaldas, JSA, HSA, all of these are very big firms of the countries, and sometimes they have a basic asking of 80% in your 12th standard. So do make sure that you are scoring as much as 80% in these examinations. Now coming to the next part, that what is the registration fee? The registration fee in 2020 and 2021 was 800 rupees, and for the reserve category it was 600 rupees. So we are expecting in 2022 also it will remain the same, right? So for that batches, if it was 800 for unreserved and 600, so there's not going to be a much change in that, because it is a government organization that is taking the paper, so the fees will not be increased that much. Now coming to the next part is that what was the exam pattern of the 2021 examination, because from that we will be analyzing. So English was for 30 marks, maths was 10 marks, logical and analytical reasoning for 40 marks, general awareness and current affairs coming for another 30 marks, legal aptitude and legal reasoning for 40 marks. So the total examination is for 150 marks in this case also. Now coming to the next part is the syllabus that was there was in legal aptitude. There was Indian polity that was including executive, judiciary and legislature, law proposition with facts, which is basically principal fact-based problems that we have dealt for a long period of time. The constitution, etc. are the topics. Miscellaneous law includes family law, international maritime law, things of that sort will also be included in your legal aptitude. Now coming to the general knowledge and the current affairs part, it will include Indian geography, current affairs, latest rules and amendments that would be asked inside your general knowledge also. If you're coming to logical and analytical reasoning, it will have analogy, completing the arguments, drawing well supposed conclusions, puzzles, blood relations, Venn diagram, syllogism, everything will be included in this. Now coming to English, English will have vocabulary, synonyms and antonyms, and also analogies in idioms and phrases, sentence improvements, fill in the blanks, and also it will have reading comprehension based passages also. Now maths only for 5-year LLB. If you are appearing for 3-year LLB, that's it for your course. But if you are coming for a 5-year LLB examination, then definitely you will have mathematics also, but it makes up a very less number of questions inside the paper, just for 10 marks, and it is also 10th level based mathematics. So it is elementary maths, which has speed and distance, profit and loss, time and work, algebra, and basic profit and loss, and like ratios, proportions, probability, things of these sort will be covered in your mathematics as a subject. So it's not something very difficult to understand and to get through. So you will definitely be able to get through if you don't even have maths in your 11th and 12th standard, and you can ace the examination very easily, right? So you need to make sure that you are looking into this also very carefully, because the maths as a subject is very less in number. But if you know that most of the people writing the examination are from the science and maths background, so if you are someone who's from commerce without maths or humanities without maths, this is the time to rethink about your competition, that they are someone who's studying maths till 12th standard and they have to ace it till 10th. And if you have studied till 10th, you will need some time to ace it up. So make sure that you are aware about your competition also, if you are a non-math student and you are working in the same direction to get through on that also, right? So do make sure that you are taking these steps very carefully and not taking maths as a subject very lightly here. Now coming to the next part, that is what are the colleges that are there under the MAH-CET examination, after which colleges you can opt for. The best colleges are two in this. One is GLC Mumbai, that is in Mumbai, it is in South Bombay. And if you are looking to go to Pune, ILS Law College in Pune. These are the two top universities under the MAH-CET 5-year law course. But if you're looking for more options in Bombay, then you definitely have SVKMS, Praveen Gandhi College of Law, and also Rizvi College for Law also. Now, if you want to go to Pune, you have New Law College of BVP, that is Bharati Vidyapeeth in Pune. Then also there is a college called Ferguson College, which is also called DES Navlal Firodi College of Law, also called Ferguson College. What is the mode of paper, online or offline? So usually the paper is mostly offline, but if they put up a change, it's this year, we don't know about that. What is expected date of this examination? This year it happened in the month of September. So due to COVID, there has been a lot of delays in the happening of this examination. It happened in September or month of October. So definitely it will have later on after CLAT only. It's not gonna happen as CLAT is done in the month of May. So that's not gonna happen for MAH-CET. So you worry about that. But it might be possible that it might come in July, or it might come most last in August if everything is all right. Okay, so that you need to understand also. So you need to prepare accordingly. So if you are someone who's in 12th standard, you definitely have November ending now and December coming up. So you don't have much time for it. You at least have six to 7 months basically to prepare for all these examinations: CLAT, AILET, SLAT, MAH-CET, LSAT. All these exams needs to be prepared in these 6 to 7 months by you guys. So do make sure that you are starting your prep as soon as possible and not delaying on your preparation right now. Okay. Now coming to the next part is advantages of these colleges under MAH-CET. First is reasonable fee structure. If you are looking for GLC Mumbai, ILS Pune, these colleges tend to have a very reasonable fee structure. 8 to 10,000 is the fee for 1 year. The only expenditure that comes up here is on the living expenses. If you are living in Bombay, that is a difficult. So if you are looking for fee structure, if the only fee that you have to pay is for living and not for anything else, because living in Bombay is a little expensive. But if you're going to Pune, then definitely that's a better option because it will be more cheaper than Bombay also. Now, location advantages. If you are someone who's based out of Bombay, Bombay tends to have, it is the financial capital of country. It has a lot of financial companies. It tends to have a lot of law firms also working out in Bombay. So if you are someone who's looking for that kind of an opportunity, then definitely these location advantages will help you. Now, the best chance is Bombay and Mumbai are hub of corporate. So there are a lot of corporate firms. There are a lot of solicitors and advocates who are working in Bombay. So you will definitely get a better chance and a better idea of how to work about these offices, what is the work like, and you can also intern during your time of the course in Pune or Mumbai itself. So that is something that you need to remember. The next is there is a great alumni base of these universities. As you might not know, GLC Mumbai has given the top jurists of the country. Even the late Mr. Ram Jethmalani was also a jurist from GLC Mumbai. So he practiced criminal law and all the laws in his entire life. And he was one of the most brilliant advocates that the country has ever seen. Now, coming to the next part is the PPO chances are higher in Mumbai and Pune. Why? Because if you go to GLC Mumbai, your classes happen from morning 7 to 10 or things of that sort happen in those colleges. So obviously everyone who's studying in those colleges tend to go to office just after their college is done. So definitely that is an option that you can always pick up while you are in law school, that you want to work while studying also is only available in GLC Mumbai and ILS Pune, because these colleges give you that kind of an flexibility. Rest, if NLUs, if you talk about NLUs, that's not something that is available in NLUs. You cannot study and work together in a national law university. That's pretty difficult. If I'm talking about physically working, not just online working still can be done. But if you are talking about physical working, then it's pretty difficult, right? And the colleges are pretty more hectic. National law universities are pretty more hectic than that of GLC Mumbai and ILS Pune. So you need to make sure that you are taking the right pick for yourself here. So there, the chances of getting a PPO are much more higher in Mumbai and Pune, that of compared to NLUs also. So lower level NLUs tend to have a lesser chance of people getting placed. So you need to make sure that you are taking the right choice at this place. If you are getting somewhere around NLU Shimla and you are going through NLU Shimla and GLC Mumbai, then definitely my pick will be GLC Mumbai here, because it is a better located university and definitely it will give you better chances in the future. Okay, coming to the next part, that is GLC Mumbai is having notable alumni, as I just told you, Mr. Ram Jethmalani, late Mr. Ram Jethmalani. Then you have Justice H.J. Kania, who was the first CJI of India. Lokmanya Tilak, who's a freedom fighter, as we all know. Next is Justice Y.V. Chandrachud, also is from GLC Mumbai. Falisa S. Nariman, who recently passed away, and Sohil Surabji, who also recently passed away, also are from GLC Mumbai. So you can see that there are a lot of people who have graduated from these universities who are under the notable profession of law and also have changed the entire country and the legal justice system too. So definitely you need to see that also. So these alumni base is definitely gonna pay you for a long period of time, because a lot of people from GLC Mumbai and Pune tend to work in Mumbai and Pune. So it will give you a huge alumni base to talk to and connect to and find a reasonable amount of opportunities for yourself. You need to understand that now the world is changing. It is more about skill referencing and connecting to people. So these colleges will help you to do that also, right? Now coming to the next part, if not NLUs, is MAH-CET a good option? It is a great option, guys. If you are looking for anything of that sort which is cheap and also gives you a great name, and if you are not getting an NLU, it should be an option available, then MAH-CET makes it as a perfect choice for you guys. So do make sure that you are filling the form for MAH-CET. because it is a great option towards the end, right? It's not a bad option to keep an open. If you are from Maharashtra or anyone, you can give this exam from all over the country. The exam centers are there all over the country, so do make sure that you are writing the exam. You might have lesser number of chances, but definitely if you get through, then you are opening up a great options for yourself, right? So that is something that you need to also look. Now coming to the analysis, what was the analysis for the paper? So the questions that came up were 15 for mathematical aptitude, logical and analytical reasoning was 30 marks, legal aptitude was 40 marks, current affairs and general knowledge came down to 35 marks, and English was 30 marks each, right? So it was a 150 marker paper, 2 hours, and this was the paper examination for 2021. So this year what the paper has held, this is the course for that. Now coming to the next part, the difficulty level, English was easy to moderate, current affairs were also easy to moderate, legal aptitude was moderate, so it was on the difficult side, and also legal, logical and analytical reasoning and mathematical aptitude were also on the easy to moderate scores. So you can see what were the ideal scores for the examination. English was somewhere around 20 to 25, GK was 20 to 24, legal aptitude came down to 28 to 30, logical reasoning 28 to 25, and mathematics was 10 to 11 marks each. So the expected score was 105 to 112. That was the scores that we were expecting out of the students. So you can see that it is a reasonable ask in such an exam. If you are having 15 questions of maths, you can solve 10 to 11 always. At least you can solve 8 to 9 also. That will work for you, and then you need to get a higher score in the other subjects also, so that you can balance that too, right? Now coming to the next part, what was there in English? There was reading comprehension at 5 questions, incorrect spelling, homophones, sentence rearrangements, anatomy, fill in the blanks, finding the errors, suffix, abbreviations, idioms, and there was one miscellaneous question. So definitely you can see what was happening in English also. So I've given you specific questions what was there, so that you don't confuse yourself in what kind of course is being asked in MAH-CET. You can keep a screenshot of these all screens so that it can help you in the future also. So English, you can see what were the kind of questions that were there. Now coming to the next subject, current affairs had 30 questions of static GK, current affairs had 5 questions. So here, if you can see that CLAT and AILET tends to focus on, AILET has a good mix of static and current. CLAT focuses more on current, and here if you see MAH-CET had more of static and less of current. So there has to be a difference that was drawn, and so that is the difference that is there in current affairs for CLAT, AILET and MAH-CET. Now, legal reasoning, principle and fact-based questions were 8 questions, and legal general knowledge had 32 questions. So definitely your legal knowledge that comes from your legal GK also, that can be your Latin maxims and any concept of law, constitutional law. These are the kind of questions that will be asked to you in legal general knowledge. So it was a 32 question paper for the legal knowledge part also, and 8 questions in your principle and fact-based questions. Coming to the next part is analytical reasoning at puzzles, statement and assumptions, coding, decoding, blood relations, analogy, classification, syllogism, and number series. So wrong and missing, that was for 5 marks. So you can see that there were a lot of questions. Coding and decoding was also in majority in this paper in analytical reasoning. So if you are good at all these things, you will be able to score really well in analytical reasoning. I have told you exactly what was asked in the 2021 paper, so you don't confuse yourself in any course that you are reading, and you make sure that you are reading it very carefully. Now coming to the next part is mathematics, ratios and proportions at 2 questions, mensuration at 1. Then you had problem based on ages for 2 marks, arithmetic settings for 3 marks, averages for 2 marks, number system for 2 marks, and miscellaneous questions for another 3 marks. So it was a pretty sorted mathematical side, also not very difficult to understand for a 10th graduate student, and you will be able to deal with it once you start practicing really well. So do make sure that you are practicing mathematics also without any halts in the preparation too, right? So that is one of the more things that you need to understand. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you were able to understand what all you need to do for MAH-CET also. So do make sure that it is one of your options also, and it's not just being done by You just CLAT and AILET are not the only options. CLAT, AILET, SLAT, MAH-CET, LSAT, you should write every entrance examination that is possible to open up all the options for yourself and decide towards the end. Don't decide right now where you need to be. First, get through all the colleges, then decide where you need to be. That is the only strategy that you should pick up in such a case, right? So that is it for today, guys. I hope you liked this value added session and you got some knowledge about a new exam and how you can base your preparation on the strategies that I have provided you for this new exam, right? So do take care of yourself, use your mask and hand sanitizers, and do keep yourself hydrated, keep washing your hands, take care inside this cold weather, and hope you are taking good care of yourself, and do prepare well for your board examinations and also for your entrance prep, right? So best of luck, everyone. Hope to see you after the weekend with a new video, and we will be discussing legal current affairs on Monday. So do join in our live session and hit on the like, share and subscribe button. So I know that you are watching the video and you are having a good time watching us, and do make sure that you also write some good comments so that it makes us go and make more videos for you guys, right? So do take care of yourself. Thanks for joining the live session. Hope you had a good time and you learned something about this new exam and you'll apply this knowledge somewhere. Bye-bye, guys. Take care and have a good day.